Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn and this is the July reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Let's see what the cards have in store for you. 31, 14. Message for, ooh. What is the final card? Interesting. Okay, so at the center of your reading this month, Virgos, is the Clover card. And the Clover card is an indication of like luck. So if you've been thinking about gambling, you should definitely gamble. You guys might be seeing 777s all over the place. You should definitely gamble because I do feel like luck is on your side with the Clover card here. There is a sense of like a tide turning, because on one side of the reading we have the Mountain card, we also have the Moon card, which is an indication that you're in a period of having like a lot of hardships, a lot of it could be financial hardships, and so I feel like you might be coming out of that period. The reason why you were in that period to begin with is a little bit kind of clouded in secrecy, right? So this is like the Moon card, which is an indication for me that there is secrets. This could also be at the hand of a Pisces individual that might be is showing up here as the fox, right? So someone is definitely having a hand in the difficult time that you're having, but I do feel like that is going to be coming to an end, and that fortune and favor are really smiling on you here with the Sun card and also the Clover card. I keep hearing like fortune always has its turn, right? So whatever it is, it feels like something that's been going on for a while, but I feel like something's going to happen that's going to really kind of like change the tide a little bit. When we deal with this type of energy here, the fox energy, we're talking about someone who is operating in the shadows, right? They're operating in the shadows, really trying to kind of like do things in a stealthy way, and trying to operate in the shadows, because ultimately the reason why they do that is because they need something, right? So whether it be money, whether it be, you know, affection, whether it be, you know, whatever, like they do what they do it in secrecy. They don't want to be caught. They don't want to be put out there. And so I feel like this is the energy that you're kind of dealing with, but ultimately, I feel like luck is going to have its turn for you, right? So you'll be coming out of a period of like hardship and kind of like moving into like a better space. Also, for some of you, I feel like you might be like in a space where you're a little bit suspicious of like the good fortune that's coming your way, or you might be suspicious of the actions of someone. Particularly, like I said, it could be a Pisces individual, but this is also a person that's showing up as using trickery against you. I do feel like whatever is going on right now, like especially the hardships that have been coming your way, I feel like you've kind of been looking at it like trying to be a little bit lighthearted about it, or that is actively the approach that you should be taking about it, because you realize that whatever has been happening is happening as a result of someone who is operating from a place of lack. And I feel like you're kind of like trying to like brush that off, but there have been a lot of obstacles. I do feel like if there is something that you are working on, I feel like you should be working on also balancing your energies and not looking at the negative side of the obstacles that you have been going through. And I do also feel like you should be operating from a space of cleverness. Like you might want to be the person that keeps information to yourself, or keeps something, whatever it is that you're working on, to yourself, to give it the opportunity to grow and come into the light. I feel like you should be employing the method of a person that operates a little bit under the radar, and keeping whatever it is that you're working on close to your vest. So that is just for some of you, not for all of you. But that is a message that is coming through as well. So I shuffled these earlier. So what is the message for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for July? It's the Death card. What's crossing you is the Nine of Wands. In the past, that's so crazy if those two came out together. You might have Leo in your chart, or this might have been you dealing with a Leo. Yeah, dealing with a Leo. The Sun card is coming out again. So, I mean, really this feels like good energy. Yeah, yeah. And what is the outcome? Oh, the outcome. Yeah. So, a lot of this is about putting where you're putting your focus and where you're putting your energy, right? I do feel like there are some things that you want to create. There are some things that you want to work on, particularly putting your energies into working on an artistic, creative endeavor that you feel is going to actually lead you someplace where it feels like luck is on your side, where you can, benefit from it greatly if you put in the work. Like, I feel like you'll be putting yourself in a financial situation where you're going to be living luxuriously, right? Where you have like your family, and that you're trying to create something that gives you long-term generational wealth, being able to live comfortably. Like, this is like a long-term vision and something that you're working on to build, to put you in a better financial situation. But I do feel like you're not necessarily focused, and I feel like there are some aspects that you need to like work on in terms of, like I said, earlier, is working on keeping like what you're doing close to your vest, and kind of like working under a shroud of secrecy, not really sharing the information or share the project until it's completed and ready to be given out to the world. I do feel like in Leo season, I feel like you're going to be kicking it up a notch and really kind of stepping into that space where you're really putting a lot of the energy into creating and turning your creative thoughts into something that is like physically tangible. But right now, I don't see that. I feel like you're not necessarily putting in the proper amount of focus. I think you're more focused on something that has happened in the past in terms of the losses that you've taken. I feel like you're more focused on the things, the opportunities that were missed. I feel like this is definitely like divine timing at play here, but I do feel like you're really focused on the losses instead of the work that needs to happen now. So there is a sense that you need to shed and let go of and bury some things that have hurt you in the past. You're looking backwards when you should be looking forwards, if that makes sense. You're looking backwards instead of looking forwards. And I feel like your focus should be on the work that needs to be done to bring your vision to life, right? Because ultimately this is really about putting yourself in a space where you're creating and you're developing financial wealth and financial stability to help you, with your family, really, but also living the life that you feel like you want to live, like having all the things that you desire for yourself and also for your family. But I do feel like you need to work in secrecy, and I do feel like you need to stop oversharing and telling everybody what it is that you're working on, and play that close to the vest. And I feel like you'll be pleasantly surprised, balancing that type of creative energy with the creativity with the actual work. I feel like that putting those two things together will definitely create the outcomes that you want. Like, it'll definitely be giving you a successful outcome. You just got to get that work done, okay? And so we're going to pull some advice cards for you. And the card that comes out for you guys is discernment. So what does that say? What does discernment say? As spiritual, physical, and energetic beings, we oftentimes blur the lines between our energy, the energy of a situation, and the energy of another person. When we take on other people's energy and label it as our own, we start to judge. This lowers our energetic vibrations. We then get caught up in a seemingly never-ending cycle of feeling bad, labeling, justifying, and appropriating what is not ours to claim. The lesson here, as in the previous card, is to be present, not label or judge, and let the energy feeling wash through you. Once you do this, notice where in your body you feel the effects of the emotion. Does your heart open up? Does your belly hurt? Does your throat get tight? Your head can lie to you, but your body never does. It is easy to become overwhelmed. Making a habit of making your first response to overwhelming energy, wow, that's interesting, instead of what's wrong with me. This allows you to objectively discover how and why your body is reacting to the given situation or person. This card is asking you to stop looking outside yourself for answers to an issue. Instead, sit with it and listen to what your body is telling you. So what is your body telling you, Virgo? What is your body telling you? Because I do kind of feel like you might be caught up in a situation where you're really focused on past losses that you've had, particularly with family members who you might have been arguing with a lot. This could have been a Leo. It could have been a Scorpio. Yeah, and I feel like you are still stuck on that instead of really looking forward and putting in the work that you need into your creative ideas, because I do feel like whatever idea this is that you're kind of like sitting with is actually going to be a really good idea, and it's definitely going to pan out for you in the long run. So get to work and stop critiquing it to death, and stop overthinking it and overanalyzing it until you don't actually finish it. Right? That's not what this time is for. This time is for you to take the time to really sit with this project and to really put the energy into it and to really work with it. And I feel like ultimately this work is going to also be very healing for you, right? So that is the end of the reading. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you for being here. Please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for post notifications, and I will see you guys soon. Good night.